I stand inside Riverside Federal Bank, gripping the counter edge until my knuckles turn white. The teller types slowly, her eyes scanning the screen. Then she looks up at me with that expression, the one that says something is terribly wrong. "Ma'am, your joint account balance is 0. My breath catches. That's impossible. There should be at least $43,000 in there. She clicks her mouse again, double-checking. "I'm sorry, Mrs. Cole. The account shows multiple large withdrawals over the past 6 months. It's completely empty." My vision blurs. 6 years of saving gone. Every paycheck I deposited from my nursing shifts, every tax refund, every birthday gift from my parents, all of it vanished. I hear my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. Lucas, my husband, he's the only other person with access. The bank manager appears beside the teller, her face serious. She gestures toward a private office. "Mrs. Cole, there's something you need to see." I follow her on shaky legs, wondering what could possibly be worse than finding out I'm broke. She closes the door behind us and pulls up documents on her computer screen. My entire world is about to shatter. The manager turns the monitor toward me. "These are the withdrawal authorizations. Each one has a digital signature." I lean forward, squinting at the screen. The signatures look like mine. My full name, Sienna Marie Cole, typed in that curly font I always use. "But I never signed these." "I didn't authorize any of this," I whisper. My hands tremble as I point at the dates. I was working night shifts during most of these withdrawals. I never even logged into the bank app. The manager nods slowly. "That's what concerned us. The IP addresses don't match your usual login locations either." Forgery, the word burns in my mind. Lucas forged my signature to steal our money. I stumble out of the bank into the bright afternoon sun, feeling like I'm walking through a nightmare. My phone buzzes. A text from Lucas appears on the screen. "Stop digging, you won't survive without me." My blood runs cold. He knows I went to the bank, he knows I found out. I stare at those words and something inside me snaps. Survive, I'll do more than survive. I need evidence, I need to understand what's happening. So I do something I've never done before, I search Lucas's car. His black sedan sits in our apartment parking lot, unlocked as usual. I slip into the passenger seat, my heart hammering. The glove compartment holds nothing but insurance papers and old receipts. Then I check under the seat. My fingers brush against something small and velvet. I pull it out, a jewelry box, deep blue, expensive looking. I flip it open. Inside is a gold bracelet, delicate and beautiful. There's an engraving on the inside. "To Lucas, my wild secret, K." My stomach drops. K, who is K? I'm about to close the box when something else catches my eye. A photo, tucked beneath the bracelet's cushion. I pull it out with shaking hands. It's Lucas. He's at a hotel standing near a pool, his arm wrapped around a woman with long dark hair. She's wearing a red bikini, laughing, and he's kissing her neck. The photo slips from my fingers and falls to the car floor. My throat tightens, tears burning my eyes. He's not just stealing from me, he's cheating on me. I'm sitting on our couch when Lucas walks through the door that evening. He tosses his keys on the counter, heading straight for the whiskey cabinet like he does every night. "We need to talk," I say quietly. He doesn't even turn around. "About what?" "The bank account, Lucas, it's empty." He pours 2 fingers of whiskey into a glass, then turns to face me. His expression is calm, too calm. "I manage our money, Sienna, you know that." "You stole our money," I correct him, my voice rising. "You forged my signature." He takes a sip, smirking. "You're nothing without me. Be grateful I handle our finances. You'd blow it all on useless things." My chest tightens with rage. That was my money too, I earned it. Lucas steps closer, his voice dropping into something cold and threatening. "Keep pushing and I'll cut off your phone next. Then your car access. See how far you get without me." Before I can respond, there's a knock at the door. Lucas's jaw tightens. I move past him and open it. It's Daniel, our neighbor from across the hall. He glances nervously at Lucas, then back at me. "Sienna, we need to talk. It's about Lucas." Daniel hands me a small USB drive in the hallway, his voice low and urgent. "I've been meaning to give you this for weeks, but I didn't know how." I glance back at our apartment door, making sure Lucas isn't listening. "What is it?" Recordings, Daniel says, rubbing the back of his neck. I installed a camera above my door after someone tried breaking into my apartment last year. It faces the hallway. And Sienna, it's picked up a lot. My stomach twists. What do you mean? Lucas has been bringing women here, multiple women, always when you're working your night shifts. I feel like I've been punched. How many? At least 3 that I've seen. I'm sorry. I debated telling you, but after seeing him threaten you through your door window earlier, I knew I had to. He squeezes my shoulder gently before heading back to his apartment. I stand there, clutching the USB drive, my whole body shaking. Later, I plug it into my laptop. The footage is grainy but clear enough. There's Lucas laughing in the hallway with a blonde woman, then another night a brunette, then another. But the worst part is the audio. In one clip, Lucas is on his phone in the hallway, and I hear him say, "She won't leave, I control everything she owns." I slam the laptop shut, tears streaming down my face, but this time they're not tears of sadness. They're tears of fury. The next morning, I walk into the law office of Maya Rivera. Her assistant told me she specializes in financial abuse and asset concealment. Maya's office is small but organized, with shelves full of legal books and framed degrees on the wall. She's younger than I expected, maybe late 30s, with sharp eyes and an even sharper suit. "Mrs. Cole," she says, gesturing to the chair across from her desk, "tell me everything." I do. I tell her about the empty account, the forged signatures, the threatening texts, the women, the recordings. I show her everything, bank statements, the USB drive, the photo, the bracelet. Maya listens carefully, taking notes. When I finish, she leans back in her chair and locks eyes with me. "We're not just getting you out of this marriage, Sienna. We're getting back what he stole." Relief floods through me. For the first time in days, I feel like I'm not drowning. Maya taps her pen on the desk. "But I need to ask you something. Do you know the name Kendra Vale?" I freeze. "K," I whisper. "The bracelet was signed with a K." Maya nods slowly. "I thought so, she works at his office. And she's about to become very important to this case." Maya arranges a meeting with Kendra Vale at a quiet coffee shop downtown. I don't know what to expect. Part of me wants to scream at her. Another part just wants answers. Kendra walks in looking nervous. She's tall, polished, with perfectly styled hair and an expensive handbag. She sits across from us, wringing her hands. "I didn't know he was still married," she says immediately. "He told me you two were separated, that you were unstable and trying to take his money." I stare at her, speechless. Maya leans forward. "How long were you involved with Lucas?" 8 months, Kendra admits. "He said he'd leave you once the divorce was final. He made it sound like you were the problem." My jaw clenches. Of course he did. Kendra pulls out her phone and shows us a group chat. The name at the top reads, "The Boys." She scrolls through messages. I see Lucas's name, and I see him bragging about his rotation, about how he's got 3 women on the line and a wife who has no idea. I feel sick. Maya takes a photo of the screen with her own phone. Kendra looks at me, tears in her eyes. "I'm so sorry, I feel like an idiot." I just nod. I don't have the energy to forgive her yet, but I'm grateful she's talking. Maya works fast. Within 2 days she's done something I didn't think was possible. She's traced the missing money. Lucas opened a private international account, she explains, spreading documents across her desk. It's registered under a shell company, but the transfer records match almost exactly with what disappeared from your joint account. I stare at the numbers on the page. $42,800, almost everything I saved. "How did you find this?" I ask, amazed. Maya smiles slightly. "I have a forensic accountant on retainer. Once we got the bank to cooperate, the trail wasn't hard to follow. Lucas isn't as clever as he thinks." She circles a line on one of the documents. "This is the proof we need. He moved your money without your consent, forged your authorization, and hid it offshore. That's fraud, Sienna, criminal fraud." My hands shake as I look at the evidence. It's real, it's all real. Maya's expression hardens. "And now we're going to take him down." I feel a spark of hope for the first time in weeks. Lucas thought he could control me by taking my money, but he just gave me the ammunition to destroy him. The second mistress is a woman named Pearl Lanning. Maya tracked her down through the group chat Kendra showed us. Pearl is a fitness trainer, all muscle and confidence, with a sharp tongue and zero patience for lies. I had no idea, Pearl says the moment we sit down. She's furious, packing the room. He told me he was single, told me he was starting his own business and needed help with expenses. Maya raises an eyebrow. He asked you for money. Pearl laughs bitterly. Not asked, he sent me money, lots of it, said it was a gift. I thought he was just being generous. She pulls out her phone and scrolls through her bank app. Then she shows us transaction after transaction, transfers from Lucas, all labeled for you beautiful or treat yourself. My chest tightens. That's my money, my savings. He gave it to her like it was his to spend. Maya takes photos of every receipt. This is perfect, thank you, Pearl. Before we leave, Pearl grabs my arm. There's one more thing. He kept talking about another woman, someone he called wifey material. He said she was his future. Maya and I exchange a look. Do you remember her name? Livia something, a doctor, I think. Maya writes it down. We'll find her. And I know, deep down, that this is only getting worse for Lucas. Dr. Livia Storm is a successful surgeon at Riverside General. She's intimidating, confident, and clearly doesn't appreciate being contacted by a lawyer. But when Maya explains why we're here, her entire demeanor changes. He told me you were a gold digger, Livia says slowly, staring at me. He said you were bleeding him dry and that he was trying to protect his assets before the divorce. I feel my face flush with anger. I'm a nurse. I work 60-hour weeks. I never asked him for a dime. Livia's jaw tightens. She opens her laptop and pulls up a voice message. He sent me this 2 months ago. She presses play. Lucas's voice fills the room. I control her. She has nowhere to go. Once I've secured everything, she's out. Then it's just you and me, babe. The recording ends. Silence hangs heavy in the air. Livia closes her laptop and looks at Maya. What do you need from me? Maya smiles. Everything you've got. Livia nods. Then let's bury him. I leave that meeting feeling something I haven't felt in a long time, power. Lucas thought he was untouchable, but the women he used are about to become his worst nightmare. Maya calls me at 6 in the morning. Sienna, I found something big. I'm barely awake, but her tone jolts me upright. What is it? Lucas used your funds to buy real estate. 2 properties, actually, both under a fake LLC. My heart stops. Real estate. Yes, a rental duplex in the suburbs and a vacation condo near the lake. He's been collecting rent on the duplex for over a year. I feel dizzy. How is that even possible? Because he forged your signature on the purchase documents, just like he did with the bank withdrawals. But here's the kicker. The business partner listed on the LLC registration is Kendra Vale. I let that sink in. Kendra, the woman with the bracelet, he didn't just steal from me. He built a future with her using my money. What do we do? I ask. Maya's voice is firm. We prove it's fraud and we take those properties back. I hang up, staring at the ceiling. Lucas didn't just betray me, he tried to erase me. But now every move he made is a thread we're pulling and his entire empire is unraveling. Daniel, my neighbor, calls me that afternoon. Sienna, I got something else. I meet him in the parking lot. He hands me his phone, showing me a video. I saw Lucas talking to another woman yesterday. I recorded it from my car. I press play. The video is shaky but clear enough. Lucas is standing near his car talking on his phone. The audio is faint, but I catch pieces of the conversation. Once the house deed is updated, she's gone. She won't have anything to fight with. My blood runs cold. The house, our apartment, he's planning to take that too. Thank you, Daniel, I say quietly. He nods. You don't deserve this, Sienna, none of it. I forward the video to Maya immediately. Her response is instant. He just confessed to premeditated fraud. We've got him. I sit in my car, staring at the video on my phone. Lucas thought he was smart, but every word he spoke was another nail in his coffin. The next morning I wake up to find my phone service is dead. No signal, no data. I check my car app, locked out. My insurance portal access denied. Lucas has cut me off from everything. My hands shake as I use Daniel's Wi-Fi to log into my email. There's a message from Lucas, sent at 2 in the morning. You can't survive without me. I stare at those words and something inside me ignites. I type back, my fingers flying across the keyboard. Watch me. I don't wait for a response. I forward the email to Maya, grab my keys and walk out of the apartment. I'm not staying here another night. I check into a budget motel and pay cash, then I call Maya. He's trying to isolate you, she says calmly. That's textbook financial abuse, and it's exactly what we need for the restraining order. What do we do next? I ask. Maya's voice is sharp and determined. We strike Monday morning. I hang up and lie on the motel bed, staring at the ceiling. Lucas thinks he's won, but he's about to learn the hardest lesson of his life. Maya works through the weekend preparing the case. On Monday morning, I meet her at her office. The conference table is covered in documents, bank records, recordings, emails, property deeds, testimony statements from Kendra, Pearl, and Livia. This is everything, Maya says. Fraud, forgery, marital asset theft, financial abuse. We're filing charges today. I stare at the mountain of evidence, feeling a strange mix of relief and terror. What happens next? We go to court, we freeze his accounts, we get a restraining order, and we make sure he never controls another person's life again. She slides a paper across the table. This is the emergency motion to freeze his hidden accounts. The judge will review it this afternoon. My hands tremble as I sign my name at the bottom. This is real, this is happening. Maya gathers the documents into a folder and stands, ready. I take a deep breath. Let's end this. We walk out of her office together, and for the first time in weeks I feel like I'm not alone. Lucas tried to break me, but all he did was make me stronger. That evening Maya arranges a meeting. It's just us, me, Kendra, Pearl, and Livia, 4 women Lucas tried to manipulate and control. We sit in Maya's conference room, the air thick with tension. Nobody speaks at first, then Kendra breaks the silence. I can't believe I fell for his lies, she says quietly. He made me feel special, like I was the only one. Pearl scoffs, same here, he played us all. Livia, ever the professional, crosses her arms. He told me Sienna was unstable, that she was a threat to him. I actually felt sorry for him. I swallow hard, fighting back tears. He told me I was nothing without him, that I'd never survive on my own. We all look at each other and something shifts. We're not enemies, we're survivors. I'll testify, Livia says suddenly. Whatever you need, I'll do it. Kendra and Pearl nod in agreement. Me too, Kendra says. Same, Pearl adds. Maya leans forward, her eyes fierce. Then let's make sure he never does this to anyone else. We all nod, united, ready. Lucas thought he could divide and conquer, but he just created an army. That night, Lucas gets a call from someone. I don't know who, but Maya suspects it's someone at his office who caught wind of the legal filings. Because minutes later, my phone buzzes with a text from him. Let's talk, no lawyers. I stare at the message, my stomach twisting. He knows something's coming, he's scared. Maya told me he might try this, one last attempt to manipulate me into dropping the case. I don't respond, instead I forward the text to Maya. Her reply is immediate. Don't engage, let him sweat. But Lucas doesn't give up. Another text comes through. I know I messed up, let me make it right. Please, Sienna, just you and me. I turn my phone off and lie in the motel bed, staring at the ceiling. He wants to make it right, after everything he's done. I think about the empty bank account, the forged signatures, the women, the properties he bought with my money, and I think about his voice on that recording. She won't leave, I control everything she owns. No, there's no making this right. Tomorrow, the judge reviews the motion to freeze his accounts, and Lucas's control ends. Against my better judgment, I agree to meet Lucas, but only because Maya insists I wear a wire. We meet at a cafe downtown, neutral ground. Lucas is already there when I arrive, sitting in a corner booth looking exhausted. For a moment, I almost feel sorry for him. Almost. Sienna, he says, standing as I approach. Thank you for coming. I sit across from him, keeping my expression neutral. The recording device is tucked into my jacket pocket, tiny and invisible. Lucas leans forward, his voice soft. I know I hurt you, I know I made mistakes. Mistakes, I repeat coldly. You stole from me, Lucas, you forged my name, you lied to me for months. He holds up his hands. I was trying to protect us. The money, the accounts, I moved it to keep it safe. Safe from what? He hesitates, then he says the words I've been waiting for. I forged your signature to protect our finances. I didn't think you'd understand. Bingo. I stand up, my heart pounding. I understand perfectly now. His eyes widen. Sienna, wait. But I'm already walking out, and tucked in my pocket is a recording of him confessing to fraud. Maya's going to love this. The next morning, Maya files the motion to freeze Lucas's hidden accounts. We wait in the courthouse, my leg bouncing nervously. Finally, the judge calls us into chambers. It's a small room, just the judge, Maya, Lucas's lawyer, and me. Lucas isn't here yet. His lawyer says he's on his way. The judge reviews the documents Maya submitted. Bank records, transfer logs, the recording from the cafe, everything. After what feels like an eternity, the judge looks up. Motion granted. All accounts tied to Mr. Cole are frozen pending further investigation. Relief floods through me. Maya squeezes my hand under the table. Lucas's lawyer looks stunned. Your Honor, this will leave my client with no access to. Your client should have thought about that before committing fraud, the judge interrupts. Court dismissed. We walk out of chambers just as Lucas arrives. His face goes pale when he sees us. What did you do? He demands. Maya doesn't even look at him. Your accounts are frozen, Mr. Cole. You'll be hearing from us soon. We walk past him, leaving him standing in the hallway, speechless. For the first time in months, I feel like I can breathe. 2 days later, Lucas shows up at the hospital where I work. I'm in the middle of a shift when security calls me to the front desk. There's a man here causing a scene, they say. Says he's your husband. My stomach drops. I walk to the lobby and find Lucas shouting at the receptionist. Where is she? I need to talk to her. She's ruining my life. I step forward. Lucas, you need to leave. He spins around, his face red with rage. You froze my accounts. I can't pay my bills. I can't access anything. You should have thought about that before you stole from me, I say calmly. He takes a step toward me, and 2 security guards immediately move between us. Sir, you need to leave now, one of them says firmly. Lucas glares at me, his eyes full of hatred. You're going to regret this, Sienna. But I don't flinch. No, Lucas, you are. Security escorts him out. I stand there shaking as my co-workers stare. Later, Maya calls. That scene he caused, it's perfect. We can use it to push for full custody of assets and a restraining order. Lucas just made everything worse for himself, and he doesn't even realize it yet. A week later, Pearl calls me with shocking news. Sienna, there's something I didn't mention before. I sit down, bracing myself. What is it? Lucas might have a baby with another woman. My heart stops as, what? I overheard him on the phone once. He was arguing with someone about child support. I didn't think much of it at the time, but now. I immediately call Maya. She listens carefully, then says, I'll look into it. 2 days later, she calls back. Sienna, I found something. There's a court record from 3 years ago, child support evasion. Lucas was sued by a woman named Monica Hale. He settled out of court, but the case is public record. I feel nauseous. A baby. He has a child he never told me about. Maya continues, this changes everything. If he's been hiding financial obligations, it strengthens our case for fraud and deception. I hang up and sit in silence. How many more secrets does Lucas have? How much more of his life was built on lies? But I know one thing, every secret that comes out is another crack in his armor, and soon there'll be nothing left to hide behind. A week later, the story breaks. Kendra, fed up with being manipulated, contacts a local reporter and tells them everything. The headline hits the news the next morning. Local businessman under investigation for financial abuse and asset fraud. The article details Lucas's forged signatures, the hidden accounts, the properties he bought with stolen funds. It doesn't name me directly, but anyone who knows us can connect the dots. My phone explodes with messages. Friends, family, co-workers, all reaching out, shocked and supportive. But the most important call comes from Maya. Sienna, this is huge. The The public pressure is going to force his company to act. She's right. By noon, Lucas's employer releases a statement. We are suspending Lucas Cole, pending an internal investigation into allegations of financial misconduct. He's losing everything: his reputation, his job, his control, and it's all crumbling because he thought he could get away with it. I sit in my motel room, reading the article over and over. For so long I felt powerless, but now the world is finally seeing Lucas for who he really is. And I'm just getting started. Lucas's company fires him 3 days later. The official statement is vague, terminated due to violation of company ethics policies, but everyone knows what it really means. I find out through a text from Kendra. He's gone, they walked him out this morning. That evening my phone rings. It's Lucas. Against my better judgment I answer. You destroyed me, he screams into the phone. I lost my job, my accounts are frozen, everyone thinks I'm a criminal. You are a criminal, Lucas, I say calmly. You stole from me, you forged my name, you lied to everyone. I did it for us, he shouts. I was trying to build a future. You built it with my money, I snap, and you built it for yourself, not for us. There's silence on the other end. Then quietly he says, You're going to regret this, Sienna. No, Lucas, I reply, you did this to yourself. I hang up, my hands are shaking but I feel strong. He tried to scare me, he tried to control me, but I'm not that person anymore. And soon, a judge is going to make sure he never controls anyone again. The courtroom is cold and silent. I sit beside Maya, my heart pounding as the judge enters. Lucas sits across the aisle with his lawyer, refusing to look at me. The trial begins. Maya presents the evidence: bank records, recordings, emails, testimony from Kendra, Pearl, and Livia. The forensic accountant takes the stand and explains, in painful detail, how Lucas funneled money from our joint account into his hidden offshore account. Then the recordings play. Lucas's voice fills the courtroom. I control her, she has nowhere to go. I watch Lucas flinch. His lawyer whispers something to him, but he doesn't respond. Finally, it's Lucas's turn to testify. He takes the stand and Maya tears him apart. Did you forge your wife's signature? She asks. Yes or no, Mr. Cole? Yes, but I. Did you transfer funds without her knowledge? Yes. Did you use those funds to purchase property under a false company? Lucas's jaw tightens. Yes. The judge calls a recess. As we leave the courtroom, Lucas's lawyer looks pale. He knows they've lost. And so does Lucas. When court reconvenes, the judge delivers the ruling. I hold my breath, gripping Maya's hand. Mr. Cole, the judge begins, you have committed fraud, forgery, and financial abuse. The evidence is overwhelming. Lucas stares at the floor. I hereby order the following: full restitution of all stolen funds to Mrs. Cole, payment of damages for emotional distress and financial harm, transfer of all property purchased with marital assets to Mrs. Cole, and a restraining order prohibiting Mr. Cole from contacting Mrs. Cole in any form. The gavel slams down. I exhale, tears streaming down my face. Maya hugs me tightly. We did it, she whispers. As we leave the courtroom, Lucas is waiting outside. He looks broken, his face pale and hollow. You'll regret this, he shouts as we walk past. But I don't even look back. He has no power over me anymore. Maya and I step into the sunlight, and for the first time in months I feel free. 3 months later, I stand in the doorway of my new apartment. It's small, cozy, and completely mine. My name is the only one on the lease. I've started therapy. I've reconnected with old friends. I've even picked up painting again, something I loved before Lucas made me feel like my hobbies were a waste of time. The restitution money is back in my account. The properties Lucas bought are being sold, and the proceeds will go toward rebuilding my life. Maya helped me set up a new savings account, one that only I have access to. I think about Lucas sometimes, about how he tried to trap me, control me, erase me, but all he did was teach me how strong I really am. I walk to the window and look out at the city. The sun is setting, casting everything in golden light. Maya texts me, proud of you, Sienna. I smile and type back, thank you for everything. I set my phone down and take a deep breath. He hid my money to control me. Instead, he taught me I could build a life no one would ever own. And that life starts now,